Hey everybody, today's guest is a powerful voice for courage, perseverance, and self-advocacy. Katie Selby lives with a language impairment and learning disability, and from a very young age learned how to navigate systems and often underestimated her potential. Through determination and the support of one life-changing teacher, Katie pursued her dream of higher education and now works supporting individuals with disabilities as they grow in independence and confidence. Her mission is clear and inspiring to empower others to advocate for themselves and lead their own education and life journeys. Hello, Katie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Awesome. So, for those of us who don't know you at all, can you share a little about who you are and the season of life you're living now?
I am Katie Selby. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. I am living life with two celebrity dachshunds who have almost 15,000 followers on Facebook.
What?
And it's my second job keeping up with their social media platforms. Um, this is my I don't know how many years it's been working with individuals with disabilities in the capacity of school and other careers that have crossed my path. But that's a little bit about me.
That's super awesome. So, share with us and take us back to the season when things felt the hardest.
Well, as I was growing up, I my journey started by in preschool. I had some difficulty with behavior and communicating. As an infant and toddler, I had developmental delays. And then I was enrolled in special school district of St. Louis County at the age of 3. Um, sorry, I have notes with me.
That's all right.
Um, my mom told me that she remembers thinking that my terrible twos began at 3.5 to 4 years of age. Well,
Mhm.
the best way I knew how to communicate was by using my facial expressions and body language. I would jump up and down and smile when I was happy or excited. I would exhibit tantrum like behaviors, like lunging myself to the ground, almost hitting my head on the concrete when I was unhappy or frustrated. These behaviors sometimes lasted for quite a few minutes and occurred in multiple settings. To this day, I believe that it wasn't terrible twos or tantrums. It was help showing people how I communicated. Um, and when my parents and teachers understood that my tantrum behavior was related to frustration with language, they began to help me communicate my wants and needs. They would redirect me with a sharp no. They would give me verbal explanations for the consequences. They would also give me positive reinforcement to encourage me to communicate verbally. And they would also ignore my gestures and facial expressions to hopefully teach me to communicate. Well, all that hard work paid off when I said my first full sentence at the age of 5. And to this day, I wish I knew what my first words were. My first full sentence was. My parents or teachers don't even know. So my early years of self-advocacy is that today I realize that advocacy was a part of my story from the beginning, before I could express myself in words and sentences. I communicated my frustrations to my parents and teachers, who responded by trying to help me. Most of the time, I just waited for them to notice, and when I became uncomfortable enough, I would get their attention in the only ways I knew how. And I was really not aware that I was advocating for myself then, but that's where it all began.
So, Was there a moment where you felt God meeting you differently than how you expected?
Can you say that again? Sorry. I'm just think
Was there a moment where you felt like God was meeting you differently than you expected? Because, obviously adults tried to connect with you. Was there ever a time that God connected with you that you really understood, hey, I know I'm going to have to be my own advocate?
yes, I knew I would have to be my own advocate. There's I mean I had to express myself some way to other people in the community and in the world.
So when you mentioned earlier, well, I guess I kind of mentioned it in the introduction about the life-changing teacher. How old were you when you connected with that teacher?
I connected with a teacher when I was a junior in high school, and
Okay.
then I had a connection with a access office counselor at Merrimack Community College who knew and saw my drive and determination of finishing higher education.
So how has that experience all changed how you live and see things now, and you're able to help be an advocate for other children?
It helps me see things differently now. Is like when I was a kid growing up in elementary school, I didn't have support of someone helping me become like an advocate for myself. So now I am working with children with disabilities in elementary school, and I'm teaching them those skills that it's okay to speak up. It's okay to um to um to like not be there yet per se, like not be there yet on some like subjects they're learning.
Right, because we know they're going to be strong in some areas, just like all of us, whether
Yes.
whether your learning is in line with the education system, or if you decide to take your own path, everybody has their strengths and weaknesses.
Yes.
So, um, what is your favorite success story of helping? Have you been doing this long enough that you've had someone get old enough that they're able to come back and tell you how much you've helped them?
I have not had anyone come back and tell me how much I've helped them. Um, I just like see how much I've helped um all the students I've worked with
Mm-hmm.
just to see their growth.
Nice. How long have you been helping them?
Oh, I have no idea. I could I've been helping students in the capacity of being a paraprofessional since 2005 and then did some stuff um prior to that.
Okay, so it's been a minute. So that's really exciting.
Yes.
And what has been your favorite personal success story?
Hmm. That's that's a tough question. Let's see. My favorite is like helping a student with autism in a before
Mm-hmm.
and after care program.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that was my first experience with people with um autism. And as soon as I was done working with him, or he aged out of the before and after care program, I
Mm-hmm.
thought, you know what? I kind of want to continue this. I kind of want to continue helping people with autism or some other aspect of disabilities.
Uh-huh. Well, that's really cool. So it was because of that interaction with that child or that student that helped the trajectory of your future.
Yes.
That's super cool. And who do you feel like your story could help the most? Because, sometimes I think that parents, most parents, when I don't even know the word, if the word most is correct, you know, um, parents who may have children with, we'll just call it behavioral irregularities, they may not feel like they know where to go. So, do you have any wisdom to share with them or like a way that could help them communicate with their child a little better or a particular, support or modality that could be helpful to helping them with their child?
I would say definitely paraprofessionals would help in the school setting. When I was growing up, I didn't have a paraprofessional supporting me, and
Hmm.
that probably would have helped me become more of a self-advocate when I was younger, and maybe trying to find like a group of friends that understand you, because
Hmm.
all of my friends are people with disabilities. And I like to
Right.
say we're not a support group, we're just there for each other like everyone else,
Right.
and and that. So
That's super cool. Now, paraprofessional is one where it's assigned specifically to that student and they are with them almost all day.
yes.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure. I've seen
Yeah.
it in paraprofessionals in some of my kids' classes, and I wasn't sure what they were called. So
Yeah.
that's super cool. And is there a way, if let's just pretend a school district doesn't have funding to provide such focused support for each student, is there a way for parents to hire private paraprofessionals?
I'm not sure.
I was just curious
Yeah,
because we know not every
I'm not
school
sure.
district has
Yeah.
the funding to help students appropriately.
Yeah.
So, um, how do you I mean, obviously you're on my podcast. Do you share your story on podcasts often?
Yes, I've shared my story with I don't know how many podcasts starting in 2023. I'm not sure how many I have done. I There's a long list
Ah,
of podcasts that I've shared my story on, and I also do some motivational speaking.
okay.
Um I like look for myself and kind of network with others to say, hey, do would are you interested in me sharing my story with your organization and that?
Super awesome. Um, have you ever thought about even doing something more with your story besides just speaking in podcasts? Has God ever written it, told you, hey, like maybe you should write a story, write this down?
I am in the process of writing a book about my life story. I have about 7 chapters finished with editing.
Uh-huh.
I know I still have like I'm like halfway through, but my two silly dachshunds distract me, so I have to like leave and go somewhere to write, or find a moment to just take some time to do some writing.
Yeah, yeah, that's so funny. That should be a part of their little Facebook page where, like, hey, mom's trying it right now, and they're all up in your face on your keyboard.
Yeah.
That's so
They're actually underneath my keyboard right now under a blanket, just
Oh,
snuggling.
that's so funny. Yeah, I've got a dog by my feet right now, and I accidentally stepped on her. And I'm like, look, why are you at my feet? She's never down there. But I think it's because I've got a heat fan because it's so cold here today.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe, I don't know, silly doggy. So I would love for you to share, for anyone that's listening who might see themselves or their situation, their children's situation in your story. So whether they've got a current situation with their little ones or they themselves live with disabilities and they see themselves in your story, what would you want them to know?
I would want them to know that it's okay to self-advocate for yourself. It's okay to not get through. It's okay to take your time getting through higher education. It
Hmm.
took me years and years to get through higher education just because of some of the transfer classes that I needed to go to Maryville University, um,
Hmm.
such as math and science. Those are not my strong subjects, so it took me years and years to get through those. But I
Mm.
was determined, and
Yeah,
it's okay if it takes you a little bit longer.
right. Yeah, it would be great if the higher education would be able to supply the support needed for those who, you know, need the support to get through those classes.
Yes.
But, one day, one day. Well,
Yeah.
it's been so great. Is there any final thoughts you wanted to share with us today?
I would like to share that I do have social media myself, not
Okay.
just for my dogs. Um, let me on Facebook, you can find me at um the girl who was not college material. And on Instagram, you can find me at college material girl. And you can find my famous dogs at the Mini Adventures of Barney and Fred on Facebook. It's Many, not Mini for mini dachshunds.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, that's super fun. Well, we'll make sure that those links are available for everybody as well. Well, thank you so much, Katie, for sharing with us your testimony today. For those who are going through anything, remember, you are not defined by what you've been through or what you're going through. And with Jesus Christ, you are always healed, whole, and called. Till next time.